Stage, the one, the only, Uncle Rocky.
The best cannolis in Sarasota are in Brooklyn, New York. So I don't know if you guys heard this, but Ice-T's tour bus was burned by Antifa. Apparently, they thought it was the actual ICE government bus that they're going to take immigrants away, and you just can't make this shit up. So I've been married for 40 years. I do this because it's the only place I can get a word in. Maturing in marriage is your wife, knowing that your wife can't remember where she left her glasses, typically on her head, but you can remember something I said 39 years ago on a Monday night. I find there's 4 stages to marriage. The first is newlywed. You're new to each other. You got a lot of playful banter and sexual innuendo. You're going at it like buddies. You're wearing a mattress the first year you're married. The second stage is happy. The sex is good, the sex is frequent, but what happens? Goddamn kids knocking at the door. We hear mommy screaming Yahtzee. We want to play too. The third stage is amused. You're feeling amorous. You run up to the bedroom. You tear your clothes off. You just look at each other and crack up because gravity's a bitch. And finally, there's that tolerance stage where all that playful banter and sexual innuendo has turned into a bit of bickering. You still have sex, but I like to call it hallway sex. You just walk by each other and go, screw you. So menopause was an interesting time. I like to call it the thermostat wars. I asked Pixie what it was like. She explained to me that it was like an internal fire building up inside of her. And I said, I think I understand. It's sort of like when I eat a very spicy Italian meal. I woke up a half hour later and she was standing over me holding a frying pan. Now, hot flashes are intense. One night, I'm in bed and I hear bzzz. I hear bzzz. I roll over all excited. Boy, was I disappointed. It was just a little nightstand fan. I thought it was something else, wasn't entirely. The emotional highs and lows were sort of difficult to deal with. We're sitting and watching TV, and a Kraft macaroni and cheese commercial comes on. Well, we're Italian. She lost her mind. She started crying, screaming at the TV. How the hell can they do this to pasta? It's a disgrace. Menopause is Mother Nature's way of reminding an Italian woman that she's going to be dealing with facial hair for the rest of her life. In fact, my grandmother had such a luxurious beard at 90 years old that she was asked to front for ZZ Top. It's at this point in my life, I'm 67 now. I walk into the bathroom and it actually takes me longer to start peeing than it does to actually pee. And when I do, it's like a series of dots and dashes, like urinary Morse code. There's 4 rules for aging. 1 is you never pass up a bathroom. 2, you never waste an erection. 3, never get on the floor without a plan to get back up. And 4, and most important, you never trust a fart. So you guys can see I got some tattoos. I went to the tattoo parlor, Pixie dropped me off, and I got 3 lines tattooed above my knee. I came home and I showed her. She goes, I don't understand. Why the 3 lines? I said, well, remember when the kids were little, we would measure their growth on the door jamb. She said, okay, I get that, but why the 3 lines by their thigh? I said, well, I'm trying to measure the impact of gravity on my balls. She says, why the dotted line? I said, well, Pixie, once it hits the dotted line, I have to stop wearing shorts. You watch TV and you see these commercials for pharmaceuticals, and there's typically very glitzy commercial, and there's classic rock music or classic disco song playing in the background. And, people are running through the park and everything, and then suddenly they start talking about all of the side effects. Now, I'm no chemist, so I don't understand how the science works, but how can one drug basically cause diarrhea and constipation? The worst one, though, is the swelling between your anus and genitals. That chin rest spot? That can get swollen. I just thought it was because I was eating a bag of donuts every day. All right, I think that's my time. Thanks, and keep it going for Carlson.